everyone, welcome to my 2025 Breyerfest haul. This was my first ever Breyerfest, so it was really exciting and it was really fun to go. But yeah, I just want to show you guys everything that I got. So let's get started. The first horse that I want to show you guys is Bellini. I love this guy. He is so cute. He is my favorite out of the stablemates that I got. Oh my gosh, how embarrassing. There is a hair. Anyways, this is, Bellini. He is so cute. He is just, he's adorable. He is my favorite, like I've said already, but really love him, and I'm really excited that I have him. He is my favorite out of them, and I just, he's just so cute. Next is Pacheco. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. He is glossy, and he's also just so stunning, so cute. I really, really, really love him. He is my second favorite out of the bunch, and I just love his little face, and I just love his little appy spots. Like, he's just so cute. Next horse is Kava. I think that's how you say it. I really love the color on this horse, and I think it's a he. But he is glossy, and he is so cute, and his face is adorable, and I'm really excited about him as well. But he's a really nice color. I really do like him. And then the fourth favorite of mine out of the Breyerfest celebration bunch is Mimosa. I think she is really cute, but she's just, I don't know, she's just not my favorite, but she's still very lovely to own, and I'm really excited that I have her. Next stablemate is this little Mustang here that I got at the Clarion. He's really cute. He's got this weird flaw right there. I think you can see it, but I don't really care. I thought he was really cute, and I got him for pretty cheap, so he probably will just like be on my nightstand or something, but he's super cute, he's super fun, and I really do like this mold. I think it's super cool, but yeah, love him. Next is all the traditional horses that I got. So, of course, I got Tight Lines, the celebration horse of this year. He is really nice. At first, I wasn't very impressed by him, but then I opened him up and I looked at him and I was like, wait, this horse is actually pretty nice. I love his blankets. I love everything about this horse. Of course, it says Breyerfest 2025 down on his belly, but he is really cute. I actually ended up getting 2 of these. It's a long story that I'll explain later, but I preferred the shading on this guy, so I decided to keep him, and I will probably sell the other one, or I'll just keep it in its box. I'm not really sure. I'm still deciding, because I literally just got home today. But he is really cute, and I really, really, really do like him. And I love this blanket. It's just so fun. But yeah, this is Tight Lines, otherwise known as Fish. Next horse that I got is Lone Ranger Silver. This is my favorite mold, and I am so pleased that I finally own the original horse that started it all. I now have 5 horses on this mold. I am slowly building my conga. It's a lot of work and a lot of money. But I really, really, really do love him. I have wanted him for a long time, and he was the first horse that I bought at Breyerfest. And so I was like, what better way, to start Breyerfest than to buy Lone Ranger Silver and to come back home with the original of my conga so far. And he's really nice. He's in really good condition too, and he's just so beautiful, and I'm really excited that I finally own him. And he'll look really nice on my shelf. But yeah, he is the first horse that I saw at Breyerfest and the first one that I bought. I'm very excited about this one. Next horse that I got is Cash. And Cash, I believe, will be a regular run in the fall. So the Breyer store was selling him, I believe, early. But he's really cute. He's very simple. He has some slight dappling. I do kind of wish that I would have found a horse that had better dappling, but it was kind of hard to see in the Breyer store, so I just kind of picked whichever one looked the nicest. that I could see, but he is very nice, and he's very cute, and he's very lovely, and he's a very simple horse, but I think he'll be a nice add to many people's collections. Look at his face. He's just so cute. He's so lovely. But yeah, he actually was an essay winner. So someone, Breyer had a contest where people could write essays about why their horse should be a Breyer model, and this guy won, and this is his horse Cash. And so I hope he has a test model, because this is his horse that many people will have on their shelves. But I think he's so sweet. He's so cute. I think that's so awesome that, yeah, this is, you know, a fan or a collector's horse that Breyer is just selling. But yeah, he's just a really sweet model. Really just very simple, but he's just, yeah, a very nice horse to take home. And when I got to the Breyer store, I looked at all the other limited editions, because I wanted to get there before I actually thought about buying any of them. And I wasn't a huge fan, to be totally honest. And so I ended up getting him instead of getting another limited edition. But yeah, I do enjoy him. I'm very excited that I have him. Next horse that I want to talk about, oh, sorry, my finger. Next horse that I want to talk about is Bow and Arrow. I am obsessed. I, first of all, love this mold. Second of all, love this coloring. Third of all, I love paints. I don't know what it is, but I am a sucker for paints. He's so long, he's so big. I don't know how he's gonna fit on my shelf, but he's beautiful. He is in very, very, very good condition. I was very surprised when I opened him, because usually I don't have that kind of luck with Breyers. That's why I like to buy out of box a lot of the time. So I was a little nervous, but I am so happy with him. And he is so cute. Look at this face. Look at this face. He's adorable, and I'm so glad that he's part of my collection. He's so big, but I'm obsessed. I'm so obsessed with this horse. He's so lovely. So lovely. Oh. Okay. Next horse that I got is To the Ties That Bind Us. When I saw that Breyer was going to be releasing this horse, I literally, he was, you know, my make it or break it. He needed to come home with me. And I'm so glad that I got him. He is a beautiful blue. I got one that has such nice shading, and he's such a nice color of blue too. And his markings are very crisp. Obviously, you know, he's not perfect, but he's in very good condition, and he's my favorite color, and he's my favorite mold. There was no way I was not getting him. This is also my first decorator, so I'm very excited that he came in lovely condition. But yeah, he's beautiful. He's so beautiful. I will be keeping this horse for as long as I live. He's so lovely. And there were 2 different variations of this horse. There was the gold variation and then a silver variation of this horse. I believe the silver was a micro. I think gold and the blue were split pretty evenly. But I honestly prefer the blue. I think he's so stunning. Yeah, my favorite. Out of all the horses that I bought, he is definitely my favorite. Next guy that we have here is Future's Bright. He is so cute. He is so beautiful. I wish his dapples were a little bit more sharper or clearer or whatever. But he's stunning, and he's so beautiful. His mane is gorgeous. I love his mane. They should just make this horse like this all the time. They should keep this, you know, as the version. But he is so cute. Wait, let me show you his face. Look at it. Look at his little face. He's so cute. He's so fun. Yeah, I do prefer the mane version. There is a variation of him with no mane or roached. And I just prefer the mane. You know, that's what they put on the website. That's what I wanted. And so, yeah, I'm very happy that I own this guy, and I'm very happy that I got to bring him home. Next horse that I want to show you over here is the surprise horse Seize the Day in the Silver Bay Glossy. I am so excited that I have him in Glossy. First of all, I love Silver Bays. I am a sucker for Silver Bays. I think Silver Bays are beautiful horses. I love their shading, and I love their mane and their tail, and just everything about them. I also just love bay horses in general, but he just is so beautiful. Believe it or not, I am not a big fan of glossy horses at all. I prefer the matte version of horses, but I don't know what it is, but him in glossy is just, I don't know, I just really love it. I'm obsessed. But I'm so excited that he's part of my collection, and he's so cute, and I love this mold. This is also one of my favorite molds, and so I'm really excited that I got to bring him home. Yeah, he's wonderful. He will look really beautiful on my shelf. Next horse I got is Toro. So believe it or not, I actually have no idea what series or collection or what this horse is from. I got him at the Clarion. I wanted to get one horse from the Clarion because I have watched Breyerfest hauls literally my whole life, and I've always heard people talk about the Clarion, and honestly I was expecting something a lot different than what I actually went to. I don't know, I feel like I built it up as some grand giant rooms, huge room, hotel rooms filled with horses, because I started watching Breyerfest hauls when I was 9 or 10. So obviously that's the imagination that I had built up in my head. But no, it's just regular hotel rooms. But I wanted to get a horse from the Clarion just to say that I got a horse from the Clarion. But I got Toro. He's in really good condition, and I really do love him, and he's very, very, very cute. I took my time looking him over, and he's just so lovely. I don't have a horse on this mold, so I'm excited that I now own him. I got him for $100. I'm not sure if that's overpriced for him, but it was in my budget, and I really liked him, and so I just ended up getting him. I had been in the Clarion for hours, guys, hours, and I hadn't found anything that I liked or anything that was in my budget, and so I ended up just finding him and just calling it a day and just being really happy with this guy. Next is these two. As you can tell, we have a Silver Bay and Matt's, and we have a Future is Bright with no mane. Story time. So I brought a lot of money to Breyerfest because I saved up a lot of money for Breyerfest. This was my first Breyerfest. I'd always wanted to go. It'd always been a childhood dream. As a little girl, I'd heard about it. I'd watched so many videos. I always wanted to get the Breyerfest horses, but, growing up, I just, didn't have the money, and my parents, also didn't want to spend money on a bunch of model horses, which is totally understandable, But I, was like, you know what, this year I'm going to Breyerfest, and I feel like it might have been the only time that I went. To be totally honest, I don't know if I'll ever go again, just because, I don't live close to Kentucky at all, and it's just a lot of work, and bringing all the horses home, it's a lot. It's a lot of dedication and a lot of time, But I saved up a lot of money for this trip so that I could go all out, and I ended up coming home with 2 horses that I kind of already have. So the story behind this guy is, when I got my all access tickets, I signed up in the preference form for To the Ties That Bind Us and Future is Bright, and I ended up obviously getting those 2 horses over there. So I knew that I wanted the surprise horse, but I personally just didn't want to pay money for a horse where I didn't know what the mold was and didn't know what it was going to look like. I'm not someone who wanted to risk that. I'm not someone who really takes risks like that. I wanted to be able to know what I was going to be buying. And so I figured, I've heard that people trade or buy horses when they're there, so I'm just going to do that. And I ended up finding a lady who was selling him for a pretty good price, because I feel like a lot of the times these guys get sold for a lot more money, which obviously, everyone's going to have different prices for these horses, but when I found her and she was selling him, she was selling him for a lot less than what I had been finding already. So I ended up deciding to, you know, buy him from her, and she had pictures and she let me look over him. And I think I personally, not personally, but like, I think I honestly like was just so excited about, you know, Breyerfest and getting these horses and finally being there that I just didn't check as carefully as I should have. And he just came with a lot of flaws. As you can see right off the bat, he's just got that major rub right there, and he's got some rubbing on his bum right there, and then he's got a tiny little rub right there, and then he has some rubbing on his hooves, and it's just really disappointing, you know. And I ended up asking the lady for the receipt because I was hoping to exchange him. You know, I'd heard that some people had luck doing that, and I, you know, thought, you know, I'll try it. We'll see if Breyer will allow that, and unfortunately for me, they didn't. And so I decided to keep him, but she was aware, and she felt very bad, and I personally decided to keep him, more so for the memories, but I might end up selling him. I haven't really decided yet, or maybe I'll send him off to be customized, but it's just disappointing, you know, as someone who has, you know, never been to Breyerfest, and this was my first one, and I saved up a lot of money, and I feel like I wasted it on, you know, 2 of the same horses. But yeah, it's just, you know, for a $90 horse, I feel like the quality should be better. And I know that there are many, many, many other people who ended up getting pretty flawed horses. And it's just very frustrating. It's just very disappointing because, you know, we don't even see the horses before we buy them, and we open up the bags and they just have these major factory flaws. And it's not our fault. You know, it's not my fault that I bought a flawed horse. In this situation, it is, obviously, but the lady who bought this horse before me, that's not her fault. And so I just, yeah, you know, I'm obviously learned from my mistake, but he's still very cute. He's still very lovely, but I'm deciding, you know, what I'm going to do with him. Might sell him, or maybe I'll just send him off to be customized, because I've always wanted a custom horse, and since he's from Breyerfest, it might be nice to keep the mold, but then to just, you know, have him, you know, get redone, maybe look a little different, but we'll see. And then over here we have the roached mane of Futures Bright. His dapples, I will say, are a lot better than the other horse, but I'm going to be choosing a mane over no mane. This is another thing where, yeah, I was a little disappointed, because you go through the line and you don't know what you're picking up, and I didn't really understand the concept of variations. I thought that was just with the surprise horses. I didn't know it was also with these guys. So that was my bad. Again, my first Breyerfest, I don't know anything, but I could have done a little bit more research, and I just got the roach mane version. And personally, I don't like this version. I just feel like he looks a little weird without his mane, but I might keep him. Maybe I'll start a conga, I don't know. Or I might sell him depending on what his value is after Breyer comes out with the statistics of, you know, how many horses there were with no mane. We'll see. But yeah, he's still really cute. He's still very, very, very lovely. And he's in pretty good condition too. I mean, he has a few small flaws, but he's very beautiful, and he's very, very cute. But as I was saying, you know, it's just upsetting to see these 2 horses, and I could have gotten 2 other different horses instead of getting 2 of the same ones. The hard thing about this guy was I spent Friday and Saturday trying to find someone to trade with me, and no one would. And so that was why I bought another all-access ticket, so that I could go through the line again to pull another Futures Bright and to pull a surprise in hopes that I would get the Silver Bay. And I did, and the Glossy. And so it's just, yeah, it's just, as you know, a collector and as someone where this was my first Breyerfest, I'd say that was the biggest disappointment. Was, you know, this one was totally my fault. I should have been better about this situation, but still, like, this lady spent $90 for this horse, and he's coming in quality where he's got this giant rub and other rubs on his body. And then this horse, you know, it's not even the one that was pictured, and not the one that I wanted, and no one wanted to trade with me, and it just was a frustrating situation, and I could have saved a lot more money, or, you know, could have used that money for 2 other horses. But I think you guys get what I'm saying. Thankfully, I had the money you know, to be able to get another all access ticket, and I'm so grateful that I pulled, you know, the 2 horses that I wanted. But for many other people, you know, they probably didn't get that opportunity, or, you know, didn't get the horses that they wanted. So in my own opinion, it's just, you know, upsetting that this situation happened for me, and it's just frustrating. But regardless, you know, I'm very happy with the horses that I got, and I'm very happy that I got to come home with any horses at all. I really did love my time at Breyerfest, and if I ever get the opportunity to go again, I think I'll do things very differently. But yeah, it was a good time, and I think I learned a lot of things, and I, you know, enjoyed seeing the horses, and I loved the celebration of horses. But yeah, I think there's lots of things that Breyer could improve on. But other than that, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for looking at all of my horses. If you ever want to see anything else, or you want to see my collection, just comment down below, and maybe I'll make another video and show you guys all my other horses. But yeah, until then, I hope you guys had a good Breyerfest.